All right, guys, welcome back to Burnout's Hot Rod Shop. On this episode, we are going to do some tool cleaning. Now, I've given you a couple episodes now where we've sorted some tools. I'm going to give you an episode where we're going to clean an SK Dresser 3/8 and quarter drive set that I picked up in a lot a while back, maybe a month or so ago. A guy sold me a bunch of tools that he had, and this was one of the kits. So let's give it a quick look and see what we need to do to it. All right, so this is the kit we're going to look at. As you can see, it's an SK Dresser. Comes in the blow molded plastic case. This kit sold new for $33.98. And that was a savings because if you bought the pieces individually, looks like they were $55.26. So that saved you over 38%, making this quite the bargain to buy the SK tools in a kit and not individually. Of course, we've got a nice little quarter driver. Got that beautiful SK green. Look at that, the white has a little bit of marking on that side. On this side, still looks like new. Most of the sockets are in really good shape. So you can tell this one looks like it's been used a little bit, but sparingly. If we get up into these quarter drives, they're still shiny down on the inside even. They're in good shape. And not everything's in great shape. You can see this pocket had some crust in it. And that crust had been there for a while. So we got, that one's gonna need pretty well cleaned out. Which is this one, 7/8, I think. No, that'd be 7/8. So this would be 5/8. If I keep it in frame, you can see it's got a little rust on it. We'll see if there's any pitting in there. We'll get that cleaned up. 13/16 has a little bit up there at the top. I didn't look at the 7/8, a little bit on the 7/8. The rest of these all look pretty decent. This extension looks like it's got a little bit. Has some dirt in there, so it looks like some dirt probably slept in here for a decade or so. And unfortunately, that's what happens. So let's jump over to the wire wheel and let's see if we can knock these couple. All right, so we are going to jump on here. See if we can take care of this on the wire wheel. Now, I do really need to get my tripod out of the pole barn. So hopefully by the time I go in to complete this, I'll get the tripod. I've got another really nice tripod that I'm picking up this weekend at an auction that I won yesterday. So let's give this a shot. It's going to get loud, so I'll probably cut audio and let you guys not have to listen to this thing scream. All right, guys, so we are back from the wire wheel. We just gave it our first wiring. So you can see all the rust is gone. Still a bit of that black haze. I can wire that off if I want to, but I'm not going to right now. This one, there's a little bit of the black haze around the top. The rest looks good. This one came out nice and shiny. This extension, there's a little discoloration where the rust was. The rest looks squeaky new. Next on this driver handle, there were two spots. And you can see no evidence of those. I was looking right there. A little bit of black hazing where the one was. That's it. I'm telling you, this handle doesn't even feel like it's been used. You know how these plastics, whenever they've never been used, they kind of have like a different feel to them. It still feels like it's never been used. Anyway, so we got these three that we need to have a good can see, just get some of that black haze right there. But we're going to take those. We're going to take all the other ones. I'm not going to do the ratchet because the ratchet is in really good shape. Again, feels like it's been used maybe once or twice. The anvil has a little bit of marking on it. Nothing major. And it's smooth as butter. You can hear that. It's smooth as butter, feels like it's got good grease in it. I will take it apart and re-grease it, but I'm not going to put it in the DioxC. DioxC is going to be what we use. In the past, I have used Evapo-Rust. One of the YouTubers I watch, he started using DioxC and really loves it. So I bought 3 bottles of it, and I'm going to give it a shot. One of the cool things with DioxC is this comes in a powder form. So you can kind of hear the powder shaking around in there. And each one of those tubs has enough in it to do 5 gallons. So each tub cost about $30. And if you've ever used Evapo-Rust is about $30 a gallon at Harbor Freight. I think it's $1 or $2 more at Lowe's and Home Depot, those kinds of places. So roughly, I can do 5 times as much for the same money. And I've watched a bunch of tests on the internet and stuff, and they actually show how it works a little bit better. And you can make this in a stronger concentrate if you need to. So the recommendations on the label is to do it so this will do 5 gallons. You can do it so this will do, I think, 2 gallons as well. Anywhere in between, depending on the strength that you need. We're just gonna do the standard 5 gallon. We're gonna do so it'll be 1 cup per gallon. I still need to make that up, and then we'll get all this soaking, and then I will get in there with some all-purpose cleaner, and we'll get that hose down. I'll need to see if I can get that cardboard out of there. It looks like it's just pinched in with these clips. Yep. So pop this out of here real quick so we don't mess it up. Just like that. See, that's in really good shape. We'll set it over here for now. So we'll be able to take this all apart, get that all cleaned up. Then I'll only have to watch out for this decal that's already showing some signs of water damage and stuff. We can get that all scrubbed up with some all-purpose cleaner, make the green shiny and new, make all the components shiny and new. And this one's going to be in my personal set at least for a while, until I've never been a big fan of the blow molded cases. A lot of people love them. But once I know that I've got all these replaced and stuff that's on a rail in a box, I may end up selling this. But for now, it's going to be mine. So next up, we will mix up the DioxC, get this stuff soaking. I will actually put it in my ultrasonic cleaner so that it does not have to sit overnight. I should be able to knock it out in about a half an hour. But that'll be our next thing. Alright guys, I noticed that the video I started saying I was going to put these in didn't film. So I put these in the DioxC. I will put a link to the DioxC underneath this video. This is my first time trying it out. Looks like they're done. Put them in there for about a half an hour. We'll see how they look when they come out. I did clean this up. I want to get a little all-purpose cleaner to sit on it as well. It's got some spots. You can see where there's still some scrunginess in there that needs taken care of. Okay, so real quick, a couple things to report back on. You can see that DioxC looks really nice. Wire wheeling the dirty ones beforehand does a world of difference. Here's the stuff. I got a pokey thingy that'll be in an upcoming episode. Look like they came out pretty good. This is the bad one. So we're gonna give it another go on the wire wheel and see how she does. Now, one of the things I was curious about was with the Evapo-Rust, it left a sticky film on the tools. This doesn't seem to do that. So that's good. I'm gonna wipe these off real quick, take them to the wire wheel, and I'll be back. All right, guys, so we are fresh off the wire wheel. So look at the shine in that ratchet. I got the little bit of spots out that were in the knurling. Sockets like glow. I have not done any compound or anything on the driver. And the only reason I haven't is because it still has that tacky feel like when they're brand new. I don't think anyone's ever used it. And I don't want to go messing that up. See, those sockets all look good. This one was the ugly one. Let's see if we can focus here. Pick it up. You can see it has a little hazing around there where the finish had some damage to it. But if you remember, this thing was crusty all along those lines and coming out of there. We got that cleaned up pretty well. I'm going to lube them up with a little penetrating oil and some steel wool. Eventually, whenever I get some more stuff for my Dremel, or for one of my new wire wheels, I may use a Scotch-Brite style pad on it and see if I can get a little bit of that hazing out of there still. But all in all, I am real happy with the way this one turned out, for the fact that 3 of those larger sockets had rust on them. The extension was rusty. There was rust, a couple spots of rust on the driver, a couple spots of rust on the ratchet. And now it looks like almost like a new set, other than this one socket, and we'll see what we can do to fix that later. So guys, this may not be your prescribed method on cleaning up and steel wooling a socket. This is the way I do it. You don't have to do it this way. I've had good luck with it so far. I spray a little steel wool with the little penetrating oil, WD-40, PB Blast, whatever your flavor is. Then put the socket on a drill. Now hold it in here. Now this is that one that was in really bad shape. So I'm giving it some extra love. Normally it's just zip zip, done. Now this is oiling the steel. Look at the way it's shining now. I'll come back with a rag. I'll hold it over. Soaks up any excess. And then I'll take a little bit of this saturated rag, put it inside. And then I get the inside of the socket oiled. Now look at that. That looks a little bit more like I was hoping. Still not perfect, but it's not crusty either. So guys, I hit the ones that had some rough spots with steel wool. The other ones, the 1/4 inch drives, all those that look like they've probably never been used. Just got the rag, the oily rag, in the drill, spun around inside, outside, good to go. I'll give you a quick look at what we end up with. So here is our SK kit. Cleaned up. I always take the oily rag and just kind of wipe down the case too. So we're going to be putting oily tools in it. A little oil on the case never hurts. And look at this now. What a difference a good cleaning makes on some good quality tools. Guys, I encourage you to get out there, clean your tools up, make them look nice. That way you're happy to use them the next time, okay? That's all we got tonight. I love you. and there ain't nothing you can do about it.